So this is what the house looks like in the daytime. And I'll walk around and show you all the different props I've set up. Two different styles of trees. The small ones are mini trees from Holiday Coro. And then these are just the pixel strips from Boscoyo with a 3D printed hook that I bought off Etsy. So it just has hooks up here, tightens to this regular fence post. The first generation the guy sold me didn't have a bolt through, and this ended up snapping from the tension of those. He was actually really cool and sent me a free upgrade because last year I had to zip tie these back together and super glue it to keep it from breaking, but they've so far held up pretty good. And yeah, those are the trees. So these are my verticals on the porch. They are 8 foot each, so they're two chroma trims from Boscoyo and then mounted to inch PVC pipe. And then down at the bottom, I'm using the clips from Holiday Coro. I got 2 at the top as well, and then basically 3 different versions of those. And it's pretty much the same story all the way around the door. Same stuff, chroma trim, PVC pipe. I didn't actually use the clips on this. There was already staples. I don't know if you can see that in there. So I just zip tied it to the staples, hold it on there. The front door or front window, PVC pipe, cross going across the center to be able to mount the snowflake to. All of this is glued in, so all the corners are they can't be removed, and then the T's right there. But I did not super glue or glue the cross in the middle because I wanted to be able to remove this to swap it out for like pumpkins or something for a Halloween show next year. So then I just drilled holes through it to zip tie it so that way it doesn't fall. This was the controller I bought last year. This is Alpha Pix from also Holiday Coro. It controls most of the lights around the windows and the trees in the front. One more note for the Alpha Pix. I do have it hooked up to a, I guess, Kessa. It's a TP-Link brand timer, so I can control it through an app and then set up timers. So that way this box is actually shut off when it's not showtime. I have it turn on about 15 minutes before the show just to make sure it gets on and connected and everything's working. And then I have that same plug upstairs or in the attic for my my other Dig quad, and it's all bundled to go down. From that Alpha Pix, all the cables run up. I zip tied it behind the gutter, so that way it's pretty hidden going upstairs. Upstairs, each window is wired with its own connection, and then they daisy chain to the vertical next to it, and then have one vertical that was lucky enough to get its own connection because I didn't want to daisy chain 2 verticals and have to deal with that wire management. And then each window is made exactly how the one on the front porch is, just cut to size for each individual window. The garage is the same way as the door frame. The only difference is that for this I use the those clips, one on top, one on the bottom, and then one every couple feet across the top to keep it from drooping. And then same with the smaller garage. This last vertical on the very end originally was gonna daisy chain from this guy, but the pixel count got up to 300, so I didn't want to add another however many this is. So I flipped it, and it's connected to Permatrack. Roof lines are Permatrack. It's all permanently installed, and they run to a separate controller in the garage, and that's on both roof lines. The top roof line is wired into the attic, so I have an identical box up in the attic, and I'll show you what that box looks like. This is the box I have in the garage that the roof line on the lower level is wired to. so it comes out to X connects. I'm only using 3 of the connections, but so I have a free one that I've wired in, and that's the Dig Quad. It's the Ethernet version, so it's hardline Ethernet connected to, which if you ever do an X-Lite show, I highly recommend Ethernet. Wi-Fi does not work good. A smoke detector just in case that Chinese power supply goes kaput. I know it's not probably the ideal positioning, but there was already screw there, so I just hooked it on. And yeah, that is what that. So for all other seasons, I can use WLED, you know, for 4th of July or, you know, something like that. So for the roof lines, and then for Christmas show, I hook up the Alpha Pix and add everything else, and then run X lights for my Christmas show.